everybody, and welcome back once again to Let's Play 80 Days! And we left off in the last session having arrived, I believe, in sewers. Yes, indeed. In the dead of night. Planning for where to go next. So we did plan on going to India, and we still do. However, I noticed during the last recording, and somebody actually pointed out to me, I purchased for myself a bolt of silk, an Egyptian scarab apparently, and it's worth 3,800 smackers in Dubai. Now, if you're going to fly from England to India, you can actually stop off in Dubai on the way, I think, if you choose to. It's not actually that far to India from the UK, but it is a potential stop-off point. Or maybe it's not. Maybe I'm getting... No, I know what it was. I was... I'll save you the long story. Where the flipping hell is Dubai, anyway? There it is! It's actually en route! Okay, so do you know what we're going to do? I think what we're going to do is we're going to actually continue on the shipping route to Aden, and then once we land in Aden, I think we're going to see if we can get a land or a train or something to here and then to there, and then go from Dubai to India. I think that's what, or maybe to Karachi, I don't know. We're just kind of playing it by ear. I do want to visit India though, so right, so that's the plan. By the end of today's session, we should end up in Dubai. Now, are we going to make it around the world in 80 days? I don't think so. Apparently we're sleeping with the rats. Oh my god. Too much chitty-chatty, not enough sleeping, and it looks like we've damaged the health of Mr. Fogg. Another blunder by the ever-attentive Passepartout. Yeah. Tongue-in-cheek, of course. The hotel was too expensive, apparently, in sewers. We had no option but to curl up in a shady spot under a tree, like wild dogs, and try our luck outside. Halfway through the night, we were accosted by a miserable and hungry individual. Ushering them away would probably draw their ire, so we bid them to join us. We were obviously staying outside on purpose, to enjoy the night air, sleeping under the stars and all that. And they did so, only to spend the hours until daybreak scratching at my arms and legs from fleas. So I awoke even more tired than before, and once again relations with Monsieur Fogg have grown slightly worse. I am honest to God not doing this on purpose, but everything we choose, it just doesn't like it. We just can't help but continually put our foot in it. Oh dear. Right. 4 hours or depart. What time is the departing to Aden? Arrives Monday. P&O like... P&O? Well, my goodness me. Embark. We can take 10 cases should we wish. Departs at 2 PM. We've got a bit of time, so we'll explore sewers and see if we can maybe pick up some information regarding a route to Dubai, perhaps from Aden, if we can. That would be absolutely spiffing marvellous. Did we visit the market in sewers, or did we come too late? Oh, we came to a Caribbean timetable. Right, I think we're done with the desert, aren't we? We've pretty much driven through the desert. I don't think India's going to count as a desert. We're kind of almost through the Middle East. Although we're not just out of it yet. Until we leave Dubai, we're probably not officially out. So we'll just hold on to the desert timetable for now. African airships, we don't need that. We're not going to be in Africa. Caribbean timetable? That could be handy. So we'll go for that. Hand mirror. Valuable in Bangalore, Khartoum and Agra. Okay, magnetic compass, part of the heavy storm set. Sailor's cap, part of the seafarer set. Or the Panama hat, part of the warm climate gear set. Now we are going to be doing a lot of sailing around the sea when we get to the end of the sort of Indian kind of, the islands there. We're going to be going around to America. That's going to involve a lot of sea travel, I would imagine. So this could come in handy. So we'll go for that. Not quite so sure about the warm climate gear. Do you know what? One can never have too many hats, I think. Heavy storms, I don't think we're going to be... Oh, we can't explore now because we've wasted time in the market and we're going to miss the travel. So, oh, look at this. Some Caribbean routes unlocking. We're going to have to visit the Caribbean as well. We actually do have a point in Jamaica, I see. Seeing as that's where my dad's from, we might have to visit. Was that Jamaica? Right, we don't have much time. We're going to have to hot-foot it here. We're going to have to hot-foot it. We're going to stop off in Arden. Arrives Monday. Let's go. 280 quid. 4 suitcases. We get a bit of extra health back from our Panama hat. Lovely. I told you. You can never have too many hats. And we're off. The P&O liner. Not quite the P&O Britannia, but it'll have to do. Right. The dock was crowded with people cheering one another along. Huh. And of course, Passepartout, not one to pass up on the chatter and embraces. So, there was much chatter and many embraces, as I suppose long-distance journeys must always attract. And I felt for a moment a deep wish that someone, just once, in one of these cities we passed through, would see us off on the next leg of our journey. Or now, perhaps not. I fancied I sensed a pair of eyes fixed on us as we made our way aboard the Mongolia. Perhaps the sight of a true English gentleman is a wonderful rarity in these parts. Who can say? Right, news. Fog and Valet making good time so far. Oh, maybe we might still make it around the world in 80 days. Making good time, apparently, despite stopping off at various points for entertainment purposes. Wasting time in markets when we could have been exploring. Long may it continue. Time ticks on. We travel through the night. The steamer Mongolia was built of iron, of 2,800 tons burden and 500 horsepower. She sailed as grandly as a duchess out of the port of Suez. A magnificent sight, I do agree. Watching the grand hotels and gaslit gardens of the city recede into the distance, Monsieur Fogg looked up on them dismissively. There will be many more such sights to come, for we have quite a distance yet to travel. My master, I was learning, was as unvarying as the ship's chronometers. And I long to see someone. Just a bit of personality. You know what I mean? He's just there reading his papers, brushing off these lovely sights and all his very seriousness. Just lighten up, will you? Come on, open yourself up, Mr. Fogg, and then we might get along. I longed to see his warmth, liveliness in his expression, but feared I would find no such thing under the impassive facade. Without doubt, he was an eccentric gentleman upon an even more eccentric quest, but he was my eccentric gentleman. What? And I was determined to do my duty. Oh, that was a position I intended to keep. Don't like either. I've got a feel that Passepartout, although he is a valet, and occasionally he might just try to attend to Mr. Fogg just to try and show willing. I think this travelling around the world is, he's just eager to do other things. He doesn't want to be held back, shackled back to his duty. So yeah, that was a position I intended to keep, despite the hazard. Oh, and what would you know, relations with Mr. Fogg have grown slightly worse. I wonder if it gets to a point where he actually despises us and we fail on that purpose. We just fail because he just doesn't want us anymore. It's surely getting close. Oh, my goodness me. More news, apparently. Arden, importing piracy increase. Perfect for our arrival. Bit of piracy, maybe we can profit. Right, we're going to stop off in Jeddah temporarily. Monsieur Fogg spent his days playing whist with Sir Francis. A tall, fair fellow who was an old India hand, as they said in the trade. We're not going to Bombay, we're going to Aden, and then we're going to Dubai. It seems Sir Francis was decent competition, a thing that Monsieur Fogg's peculiar intellect for whist truly craved. So I left them to their games. Why would I watch them play whist? How dull. In the knowledge that my master was duly entertained. On the evening of the second day, we approached the city of Jeddah, on the east coast of the Gulf. A curious sight, but of no interest, surely. But, you know what? Ever the curious. What kind of a place is it? I asked the sailor, pointing over the rail. He shrugged. Never been. The boat sails past, but pleasant enough, I suppose. I was taken by the sudden thought that perhaps we could put ashore here. But, no. Time is of the essence. It's Dubai we crave, so I shook my head. To clear the daydream. The Mongolia would take us far, fast. Indecisiveness was not what Monsieur Fogg would want. Certainly not. Right, converse. We need to find out if we can get a route from Aden to Dubai. Aden to Bombay. Oh, now I was looking, and I think that, excuse me, if they're in yellow, I think that means that we haven't unlocked the route. If they're in white, I think it means that we have, if I'm assessing this correctly. Because we know Aden to Bombay, so that's in white, and there are some in yellow, so I'm assuming the yellow ones are the ones that we haven't unlocked. Anyway, so if we go to Aden, talk about Aden, and then maybe unlock Aden to Dubai, that would be nice. Aden to Bangalore, that's too far. Aden to Colombo, that's too far. Aden to Ujiji. What the hell's that? Ooh, Aden is built inside a volcano. Okay, so we'll try Aden to Ujiji. Aden to Qualimain? Maybe Aden to Bangalore might pass through Dubai. Because Bangalore is in northern India? Possibly? Bolts of silk. Let's try Aden to Bangalore. Oh, so go via Bombay. Right, let's play some cards. Okay, let's try Ujiji. Ujiji to Dubai? No, okay. Oh, Ujiji, okay. Ujiji to Auckland, that's New Zealand. Okay, let's try that one. Ujiji to Stone Town, what's that? Ooh, a copper ship. Right, okay. So Ujiji is a little island in the south of where we are, actually, by the looks of it. I befriended an extravagantly whiskered fellow passenger who introduced himself to me as Monsieur Fix, and evinced a flattering interest in my travels. "You are making a tour of the world in 80 days?" he exclaimed, eyes wide as saucers. Okay, it is a wager, I confirmed mournfully. Gentlemen are strange creatures, and given to strange fancies to fill their time. Monsieur Fix looked suddenly rather shrewd. Must be an expensive business, all this travel. Okay. Where's this going? My master is a gentleman, I said repressively, for I considered it gauche to discuss financial matters. Plus he might try to rob us. Yes, of course, my companion agreed laughingly, though his moustache twitched like a pendulum. All the same, what a singular endeavour. Okay, we're sailing on, I'd be better attend to Mr. Fogg. I hardly trust you to attend my person. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm actually trying to do my job for a change, and now I still get a lecture. Monsieur Fix was a most congenial fellow and possessed of all manner of useful knowledge. I asked him what he knew of Aden, the Mongolia's next stop. It is a refuelling stop for the European trade with the Indian subcontinent, as you know, he told me. Well, there is a fast boat to Muscat, which is a notorious airship pirate port. That's not quite what we were hoping for. Oh, wait a minute, that branch is... Oh! Well, blow me down! We've just picked up the route I'm after. Right, we'll tend to Mr. Fogg again. I feel a little better for your attentions. Monsieur Fix dragged me up on deck, saying only, "You'll not want to miss this, my friend." Through the sea mist, I saw the immaculate city of Arden, nestled in the caldera of a volcano, bounded by sheer black cliffs and crystal blue sea. My God! I blasphemed, secure in the knowledge that any passing deity would forgive me, given the magnificent sight before my eyes. Perhaps your master would want to see it also, Fix asked. I could send one of the deckhands to fetch him. Would he appreciate the view or not? If he wanted to appreciate the view, he would probably come of his own accord. My master is rarely fetched, I advised him cautiously. Indeed not, remarked a voice from behind us, and I turned to see my master emerging from below decks. And of course, we made to introduce the two. But neither seemed interested, Monsieur Fix drifting away along the rail, and my master tapping his fingers on the rail with pleasure. We docked, and I probably left Fix behind. The way he scarpered away at the sight of our gentleman master, if you will, there's just something about him that I didn't quite like. So, yeah, we'll leave him be. Abandoning fellows seems to me a natural part of travelling. Abandoning ladies, however, not quite so natural. But oddly, I fancied for a moment that I saw him later that evening in the port. A different set of whiskers, no doubt. Yeah, something very strange about Mr. Fix. Ooh, Well, let's have a look if we can go to the market and sell some of our wares. Right, what? We have a draft set. We have a hairbrush. Ooh, that would go with our shaving kit. Lovely. And a pair of galoshes. Part of the seafarer set. To go with a cap. Yeah, that's potential. Right, what will sell well here in Arden? No idea. Wool trousers, wool shirts. What time does the market close? Evening jacket, pocket altimeter, playing cards, elastic. What part of the auditorium set? Can of engine oil? No. Desert traveller, tot of rum, scarab, Dubai, bolt of silk. None of our possessions sell well in Arden. The silk sells well in Dubai. The engine oil sells well in Dubai. As does the scarab. We're going to coin it in Dubai, my friends. We're going to coin it in. Nah, nothing here. Right, seafarer set. Yeah, pair of boots. Another case as well. Why not? Why not? And a part of the valeting set as well. To make ourselves look good. Okay, drafts? Nah. Our completed valeting set should protect against strenuous conditions. This plan. Arrives Friday. Leaves at 11 a.m. 11 a.m. Okay. I'm a bit worried about how we're going to get from Muscat to Dubai. It looks like we're going to take a vehicle, and that means that we're going to struggle with cases, if you ask me. Are we going to get all our possessions to Dubai? That is the question. That is the question. But you never know. If we hit Muscat, we might find alternative travel. Right, Arden. We could find a route to here and then across to there, potentially. Maybe some flying vessel? Let's hit the hotel. And then 4 hours upon our rise to explore. And then off we tootle. I lay down to sleep and heard a rumbling through the pillow. Volcano? Train? Stomach? Now, I'm going to say a train here, just in the hope that it might unlock something. A train route, perhaps? Extremely unlikely, Monsieur Fogg replied. It is more likely to be the automated system for washing linen in the yard outside. As always, my master notices every detail, including every oversight. Right, we do have time, but not much. Literally, we're going to have to fly in, like... We've got like 25 minutes upon finishing our exploration to quickly board and off we go. And if there's any case manipulation to do, we're screwed. The British-administered port of Arden was dramatically situated in the crater of a dormant volcano. Whitewashed buildings and delicate minarets gleamed against the sheer black cliffs, and sleek-bodied ships floated in the bright water of the natural harbour. There was a regular service from Arden to Stone Town in Zanzibar or the British... We know there's... Well... Bombay, I would assume. The British Indian city of Bombay. A fair passel of artificers have been boarding the steamer, said one of the sailors. It will be an interesting trip. You know how artificers love to the gossip. I made an especial effort to savour the warm sun and clean air of the coast. Breathe it in. It would not be long before we were back aboard some contraption or other reeking of smoke and steam. Go. 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 Whew! We made it again with a few minutes to spare. Boy, we're cutting it fine. Gates of the East. Once again, on a boat. The larger passenger liners struck out from Arden across the Arabian Sea for India, so we changed onto a smaller, faster boat that would hug the Arabian coastline and take us around to Muscat, where we hoped to pick up a fast airship, perhaps, which was notorious as a pirate. I don't think we're going to be stopping. In fact, I wonder if we could have just gone straight to Dubai and clicked straight to Dubai and automatically picked up the next transfer. Not so sure. But anyway, we know it's a notorious pirate haven, because we've been told that. So maybe we should be aware. And therefore sounded ripe for exploration. Converse. Ooh. Greetings, mademoiselle. I have little time between my shifts. Muscat to Dubai. Now that's an interest. You mentioned animals. I've been told my friend used to talk about the rail card from Salt Lake City to Albuquerque. Okay, so then from Dubai, where do you want to go from Dubai? Karachi? Dubai to Riyadh? Dubai to Devak? I think to Karachi, to be honest with you, and then go down through India. I will not hold out too much hope, monsieur. Okay, Dubai to... I don't know where any of these places are. It makes no sense. Let's just play cards. Albuquerque, you mentioned? Oh, is Albuquerque in America? Oh my god, right, okay. Oh, Las Vegas! Oh my god, that would not be possible. We're going to have to go to Las Vegas, aren't we? Acapulco, is that, down in Acapulco. I don't know. Hunting rifles? Valuable in Washington? Well, we haven't really gleaned a great deal there, have we? Not a great deal at all. The thing that concerns me is if we hit Dubai, do we have any route from Dubai? I think we had one, did we? My memory not serving me very well. Monsieur Fogg spent the first day aboard our small liner watching the horizon and making calculations in his ledger. I would not say he was concerned. Concern was not his métier, but he was clearly pausing to assess our progress. I asked for his verdict, and he thought carefully before answering. I could hardly call our progress thus far exceptional, he declared after a thought. But we are still within acceptable parameters. Oh, it's good to know. good to know that our exploration and occasional missed transportation hasn't been completely detrimental to our wager. Begin conversation about Muscat. Why not? Oh, and he knows it's a place for pirates. Very good. I was arranging Monsieur Fogg's toiletries on the makeshift dresser when he caught my eye in the mirror. I have been contemplating the boat, Passepartout, he murmured, and it seems to me that it could be moving with more alacrity. What makes you think so? I asked. I have studied its course through the water and drawn some conclusions of its engine design and capacity. It is a simple enough calculation, he replied. I believe it should be possible for us to arrive in Muscat today. That would be a fortuitous turn of events, and I said as much. Monsieur Fogg nodded. See to it. What, me? He retired to the sun deck after explaining his scheme, leaving me to plot out its execution. I went to speak to the captain. But I discovered from his first officer that he was not a gregarious sort to give audiences with passengers, preferring to occupy himself with the matters of the boat. Undeterred, I went to speak with the engine crew. Your master is quite right, one told me. The boat can do 2 or 3 times the speed, if enough coal is shovelled into her boilers, but the captain doesn't like to do it because it wears the engine out faster. Bribery? Or see if they're dumb enough to give me a demonstration? Last time we tried to bribe somebody didn't end well, but I have a feeling the engine crew shoveling coal into boilers wouldn't pass up on an opportunity for a bit of coin. Oh. They shook their heads in turn. We cannot go against the wishes of our captain. We'll be put off at the next port. Well, I too have a master, and I had to try. The men, sympathetic, agreed to put in a word to their chief at the end of the day. 2 days early might be impossible, but a saving of 1 could still perhaps be made. Ooh, look at that. Foot down, pedal to the metal here. We've gained a day. Quickly, we'll attend to Mr. Fogg. A game of canasta with you? How very tedious. Monsieur Fogg awoke with some displeasure to find we had not magically arrived at Muscat overnight, but his mood lifted when we looked out of the cabin porthole. I peered out as well, and was startled to find the coastline flashing past. Passepartout? You have effected this salutary acceleration? I bowed my head most modestly, and saw my master's spirits lift. We will arrive today, he said firmly, a hint of pleasure warming his usually cool tones. Come, we must enjoy the sea air while we have it. Well, I think we've found what actually makes our master tick, and what brings a smile to his face, actually making good progress. So if ever we tick him off in the future, find a way to speed things up, and he loves it. Okay, so we spent the tiresome day either playing quoits or in quiet contemplation. Now we know how he likes quiet contemplation, but let's see if we can just maybe have a bit of fun for a change. A game of quoits. A subpar variant of boules designed for the deck. The boat swept magnificently into Muscat, just as the sun was going down. On the gangplank we were stopped by the ship's captain. My men tell me that our little burst of activity was on your account, he began with a dark tone in his voice. Well, might as well be honest. It was, I replied, and we are the most grateful for your assistance. It was my honour, he replied. Godspeed to you, and I wish your sister well. Thank you, I replied tactfully, once again playing the old theatrics. He clapped me on the shoulder and turned away. Monsieur Fogg raised an eyebrow at me. He is never satisfied. Our funds have gone down by a fair amount, but Mr. Fogg's relations have improved slightly. Well, well, well. Gates of the East. Muscat. Here we are. Market. Can of engine oil will sell well, apparently. Not as well as in Dubai. Right, we have a hand mirror again. Bangalore. We could be going to Bangalore, but I'm not so sure, really. Shortbread biscuit. Ooh, I like a bit of shortbread. Natural pearl. Do we have a space in one of our hats? What's this? Natural pearl. Worth 5,800 in Madras. Oh, yes. Thank you. Another tot of rum. Drafts. Shortbread biscuit. I do like a good biscuit, me. I do like a good biscuit. I like a bit of Scottish shortbread. Right. We can actually depart straight away with no fuss. It is a pirate port. Dubai arrives today. Only can take 2 cases, though. Can we pay for extra space? Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Oh, but that's a maximum. That's a maximum of only... We've got to drop a case. We've got to drop a case. Desert timetable. Get rid of that. We're not going to make it, are we? We're not going to make it. We're not going to make it. We're not going to make it. Atlantic timetable. I'm panicking. Shortbread biscuits. Oh, damn. And blast a hairbrush. What else? Something. Caribbean timetable. Oh, we've flipping missed it. I could have sold them. Could have sold them. I just chucked them away. In a panic. A blind panic. I just chucked them away. We can't go now. We can't. Shortbread biscuits. Scuppered by a pack of shortbreads. Flipping hellfire. Are we too late now? Are we too late? We're too late. We're too late. We're too late. Okay, excuse me. Oh God. Excuse me. Frustration kicking in, and I just paid for the extra cars. Oh my God! The frustration. Flip it. What do we do? Explore. Yeah, I need to cool off. We need to cool off. We've screwed up. We need to cool off. We went out to explore and found a nervous Italian clerk who had lost a purse, which I helped to find, and who then told me that some buyers will pay well for bolts of pure salt from Karachi. I asked him how he knew, but he merely smiled and bid me good day. Explore. Here we go. New routes discovered. Right, so we can get to Karachi. Okay. So, I spent a few hours wandering Muttra Souk, known by the rather ominous title, Souk of Darkness, because the stalls and lanes are so thickly crowded that sunlight does not penetrate within. I felt like Theseus in the Minotaur's labyrinth, only I had no Ariadne to guide my way amongst the various twists and turns. I was, however, in search of a very particular quarry. Pirates. This was the dreaded pirate coast, after all. I inquired discreetly at an antique stall, which had a variety of expensive, rather scuffed merchandise arranged in tumbled piles. "Pirates are enemies of the Sheikh," the stall-holder intoned piously, though he was unable to stop himself from adding a bitter remark, "and certainly no excuse for the British to bring their ships and soldiers to our shores." "I am hardly British," I exclaimed in affront. "Monsieur, surely I have not fallen so far that you mistake me for an Englishman. I am French." The stall-holder rolled his eyes. "That is hardly better. Now, my friends, I cannot deny that this callous indifference wounded me deeply. And I began to sing La Marseillaise, whatever the hell that is. It was not discreet, but how could one demonstrate the grandeur the wonder of the French nation, with discretion. "Sir, please stop," he pleaded, wringing his hands and sounding unaccountably quite alarmed. "If I tell you about the pirates, would you go away?" he pleaded, and I assured him I would. The stallholder gave me the name of the pirate who supplied his stall with contraband artifacts. An Omani who had converted to Hinduism and made his fortune raiding vessels traversing the Arabian Sea. Captain Balaram of the airship Gandiva, even now docked in Port Caboose. Oh, look at all these different ports that we have here. Right, hotel? No. Market? Yes. We need to make another room here. Unfortunately, the shortbreads are going to have to go back. Damn it, I like a good shortbread. Right, Dubai, here we come. Embark, 4 cases. Aha, we still have them paid for, of course. Off we go. And we have the Panama hat from the Warm Climate Gear. Oosh, off we go. On a cart. This is new. Makes a change from ships, I suppose. We picked up a cart heading along the coast that was loaded high with crates, each locked with multiple padlocks. Passport 2, ever the curious. Wanted to know what was inside, but could not get an answer out of any of our fellow passengers. Several skinny men with heavy dark tans who spoke in a deep, rumbling patois I could barely discern over the rattle of the wheels. Who are we speaking with here? Passport 2, you look uncomfortable. Right, Dubai to Madras. Let's just say you can obtain henna in Madras that will sell for a fortune in Manila. The Thriller in Manila. Dubai to Madras. Tobacco in Madras. Valuable in Hong Kong. Let's play some cards. There we go. Sounds wonderful. Hong Kong, you say? Yes. I hear that some buyers will pay well for pocket altimeters from Hong Kong. Hong Kong to Manila. The Thriller, of course. Did you know the quickest way to Manila from here is to go via Delhi? Now tell me, have you considered the pearl trade? Why, no. And then Hong Kong to Honolulu, yes. Travelling across, getting across the something Pacific Ocean, is it? To get to the other side of the world and start from Honolulu down to America, to Las Vegas perhaps, and then onwards through America to the Caribbean, and then from the Caribbean back to England. Yes, that is the route I have in mind. Always wanted to visit Hawaii. Bloody hell, she's a talker, this one, isn't she? Let's just say that you can pick up revolvers in Honolulu, extremely valuable in New Orleans. And we wanted to go to Singapore as well. All these places. Candle scented of rose. Very nice. Right. The mysterious cases battered and bashed in the back of the cart. When we paused for water, in the heat of the midday sun, I did my best to sneak a look, but could discern no ingress to any of the boxes. As I slunk back to my master, having tapped, rattled, pushed, prodded, and generally investigated, he simply raised one eyebrow. "Such investigations are liable to see us arrested," he remarked, "which I would prefer did not happen." I apologised. But it was too late. He had moved on and would hear no more about it. What can we say? He's curious. Right, here we are in Dubai, and the first port of call is the market, where we get our selling heads on. Right, so all of these are going to remain in our possession. The shaving kit, of course, along with the hairbrush. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Goodbye, engine oil. Very good. Desert Traveller's set can probably go now because we're out of the desert for now. There are some deserts in America, I think, but we'll get to that in a second. Bolt of Silk. Goodbye, Bolt of Silk. The pearls in Madras, Panama, the hat, the scarab. Ding, 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 ding. 6,000 smackaroonies just came our way. Well, isn't that something else? Right, we could squeeze into 3 cases if we get rid of the desert. I think we're probably going to be getting... Maybe get rid of one of the desert set. We don't need 2, I think. So we'll get rid of the bigger one. And there we go. Yeah, there we go nicely. Okay, so we've got an extra case should we need it, but we squeezed our stuff into 3 for now, depending on what we find here. Dusty Road set. Does that fit into... Not quite. That's only for the health side of things, and his health isn't quite 100, but it is going up, so I just got to keep attending to him to get his health up, I think. So I think we can do without some of the clothes. So we got a couple of the seafarers, got a warm climate, we've got a desert set, got something for shot soldier types. Yeah, I think this is good. The Indian train timetable, the Caribbean timetable, we've got rid of the American one. And now what I don't know is that I need to confirm, or somebody would let me know. Well, the question is, once I've bought these timetables and unlocked the routes, if I sell them then, do they then lose the routes, or do I have to keep them? Not quite so sure. But anyway, I'm sure I'll find out before the next session. Do a bit of research. So there we go, Dubai. We're in Dubai. I don't know where we're going to go. The only place we can go is to Bandar Abbas, unless we double back to Muscat, and then from Muscat start working our way towards India. But ultimately, if we can get to Madras, which is here, Madras to Colombo, kind of the route kind of stops at Madras, doesn't it? But we want to get to Madras if we can. Do we have something that sells in Madras? Is it olive oil? Oh, the market's now closed. Well, we've got 6,000. We've certainly gone up in the world, so... Do you know what? We'll have to do this next time. I think we're going to draw a claw. We're going to claw a claw. We're going to draw a close to the session here. Rest up in Dubai. I mean, Dubai is a place that I would like to visit in real life as well. Maybe have a bit of exploration. Enjoy the sights, the lovely weather. Maybe bask in some of our newfound wealth. And then we'll plan as to where we're going to go next. But yeah, ultimately, as I say, I'm trying to plan on going through and going to places that I would like to visit in real life. Somewhere in India, Bombay, yeah. You know, make our way across India. We could go through the north, because we do have connections. Chittagong to Singapore. I'd like to go to Singapore. And then from Singapore to Hong Kong, to Manila maybe. We've got Honolulu somewhere. There's Japan up there. But if we can get to all the way round to Honolulu, and then from Honolulu, if we can get our way around to America, and then to the Caribbean. Did I say Port Royal? Yeah, that's Jamaica, that, isn't it? That island? Of course it is. And then from the Caribbean up back to London. Can we do that in 80 days, though, is the question. And I better pause it, otherwise we're going to be sleeping with the damn rats, are we not? Again. Quick. Oh, goodness gracious, poor old Mr. Fogg can't take any more hits to his health at this point. Dubai is a small and unimportant place that has been feuded over by local tribes for many years. My main experience here was an encounter with a camel, who lured me over with a toothy smile and then spat in my face. That is all I have to say for Dubai. And it appears that Mr. Fogg took great pleasure in watching a camel spit in our face. What does that tell you? Right, we're going to explore, but next time. So join me then when we shall explore Dubai and, of course, continue on around the world. Hopefully within 80 days. See you soon.